YouTube, what's going on? It's Flatbed Shy here. Coming to you with another video. Up here at the terminal, had to get the truck service. Need me a haircut. Hopefully I can get by the barbershop this weekend. But I want to talk to you today about something that I have been thinking about. And something that you probably heard somebody say, and maybe you've heard it yourself. And the subject matter is individuals talk about professional athletes and how can somebody with that amount of money go broke in such a short period of time. And when you think about it, you're not taking time to dissect every single piece of information that's being diagnosed to you. All you're taking in is the number. So just for, I don't know, conversation's sake, we'll take LeBron James. LeBron James just signed a 3-year, $100 million contract. Okay? So, first thing you'll say, man, $100 million. What would I do with $100 million? Okay. You have to understand, $100 million, that's a gross. Okay? Still got state tax. You got federal tax. So I believe people that make that amount of money, I believe the federal tax is probably about 35%, roughly. So off the top, you're taking 35% off yearly and whatever it is he's paying state. Okay? That goes for, any professional athlete. Okay? Also, we have to take into consideration that a lot of these guys do not have basic fundamental money understanding. They don't understand money. And that can be just a regular person. So, again, you take a player, a kid that's played basketball his entire life, played football his entire life, and you go to college in basketball, you go for a year, football, you go for 3. Excuse me. And you never take any financial literacy courses. So, you can take a person that is not making $1 million and they go broke. So, I talk to my fiance, I say, people want large sums of money for the most part, because a lot of people live in paycheck to paycheck, is because they want items, they want things. So, ultimately, if you're an athlete, you just signed $1 million deal, a $5 million deal, or a $100 million deal. For the most part, you want items. And you just don't want the items that the general person wants. You want exclusive items. So these exclusive items, add up. And if you don't have someone that's in your corner directing you in the correct way that you should do this, then of course you're not going to make it. If you're the first person in your family to, start really making some money, then who is going to tell you you need to set up a trust? Well, you need to try to invest some of this money. And not just investing it and just going to open up a restaurant, because statistics show that restaurants are more likely to fail than someone that's open as a bank. And also, statistics also say that we have more restaurants than we need. But that seems to be the go-to business. But getting back to, athletes, I don't want to get off on a tangent. It's easy to go broke. It's easy to do it. Because a lot of these people are living in places where the cost of living is a lot higher than where you currently stay. Okay? They're usually going to go vacation places that, it may take you 1-2 years to save up. They can just go, in between weeks, Shout out Odell Beckham. But the understanding is that regardless of how much money you make, if you don't have somebody that understands proper money management, you're going to go broke. A vast majority of Americans right now live paycheck to paycheck and don't have $1,000 saved. A vast majority of Americans. And this doesn't even This includes athletes. This includes people that work at McDonald's and everybody that's in between. So the fact of the matter is that if you go from making $0, zero income, to $5 million, and nobody in your family has even had $100,000, how can they tell you how to do it? How can they tell you how to spend? Another thing that's interesting about our economy is that 70% of our economy is consumer driven, which basically means that if people start spending money, the economy will crash. It will crash because 70% of it is consumer driven, which kind of is counterintuitive if you ask me, because they want you to save, but what they do is they give you negative interest when you put your money in the bank, which discourages you from actually saving money, because the whole purpose of putting money in the bank is for the money to somewhere work for you. In most cases, which, past times, some people may have getting 7 or 8% return on their money for leaving in the savings account, but you fast forward now, you may have negative interest rates. So you're encouraged to spend money because spending money keeps the economy going. But again, getting back to the topic, it's easy for an athlete to go broke. You're exposed to a new type of people. Even me. My first job, I was making like $8 an hour. My second job, I went to 12 or 13. Now I drive trucks, which, basically on an hourly basis, I've added up, I make about $22 an hour, just based on how I add it up. So I do things differently. I went and bought a car that at my last 2 jobs, I wouldn't buy that car because the car costs more. My first car was a $10,000 car. My next car that I have now is $25,000 car. I wouldn't buy a $20,000 car at $12 an hour. Some people would, but I wouldn't do it because I have a father that helps me financially accomplish certain things. But a lot of these athletes don't have that because they're looked at as the meal ticket. So if someone has never made any money before and they see that they have the meal ticket there, I'm not going to tell you, hey, you should put that in a trust, or you need to go invest that, or, you maybe go buy some real estate or something like that. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you, look, hey, I've been helping take care of you. I want a house. I want a car. So it's easy to go broke. So, and again, that goes back to anybody. It's easy to go broke when you don't understand certain things. It's easy to do that. So, in closing, I want to say it again. It's easy to go broke, regardless if you're making $5 million or if you're making $12,000. The thing is that you have to understand and utilize money for what it is. And some people don't even know what money is. Some people just say money is something that you spend. That's not what money is. That's not what it is. Because there was a certain period of time where you didn't have actual money. You'd actually have paper money. It's easier to have paper money. Paper money has made it easier because it's a renewable resource. You have trees. At one point in time, all you had was coins, which are not renewable, like gold and silver. Those are not renewable. What's ever here, that's it. You can't remanufacture that, but you can remanufacture paper. So, again, in closing, anybody can go broke. Learn about money. Learn how to save. Learn how to invest, and learn about opportunity cost. It's Flatbed Shots. If you have any questions, you can email me. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm out.